Welcome, welcome, welcome to Conversations of Elevation. I am your co-host, Taneishia Harris, all that I am. And this is a show that is going to elevate your thinking, your mind, your heart in so many different ways. I'm grateful to be here with two amazing souls of elevation. I am your co-host, Taneishia Harris. This is all that I am. Something that we've been working on for a long time, Conversations of Elevation. I want to go ahead and introduce the beautiful queen herself, Miss Butterfly, who is fly, who is all the in so many ways. She's a beautiful soul, educated, who's able to how do you think about things in a different way that is to feed your soul?
Yeah.
So, Butterfly, go
Yes,
ahead
ma'am.
and introduce yourself.
Hello there. As she just said, I am Butterfly. And, true to my name, I feel like all of us should constantly be evolving and transforming for the better to be our higher selves. And, the individuals that you're going to hear from on these weekly podcasts have become much more than my cohorts, much more than my colleagues. This is my brother and my sister. I know for a fact that God placed them in my life to hold me accountable to some of the purpose things that He has meant for me that I had maybe put on the shelf because, life is always going to life. And, being reminded that no, your purpose doesn't give you peace until it's fulfilled is what these two people have done in my life. So my background, I started my career in the newspaper industry as an investigative reporter. I went into medical practice management, psychology, special education, a mental health advocate, and community liaison. Recently graduated from a biomedical school in Korea. I earned my white coat as a trichologist, meaning nothing more than I specializes in diseases of the scalp and hair. So come get your hair did. But I write, I am the editor-in-chief for Professor Majama's conglomerate of media. He is a conduit of communication, television, radio, air, podcasting, author. And so I make sure that all of our T's are crossed and our I's are dotted. And with that being said, I would like to pass off this introduction to we call him Professor because he has taught us many things. He is a teacher, he is a father, he is a husband, he is a brother, he is a scholar, he is a catalyst for global change. And I will let him take it away. Professor Majama.
Wow, I think you've done the introduction for me. But hey, thank you so much again. I know it's always a pleasure to be around you two beautiful ladies. Talking about oneself is never easy. But we can always say that, we are a servant. My thing about life is like how many people I can serve. Personally, my background is in, believe it or not, women's literature, African American literature. That's really where I get my master's. But then when I came to the US about 20 some years ago, it looks like I converted myself into a businessman because since then I usually share with people that I only worked in America for 21 months. 20 months. And then after that, I was on my own as a entrepreneur. So owning a business here and in Senegal, but also got to be able to serve the community through the African Leadership Group, where I teach now public speaking and being an instructor along with some fine people for the Leadership Africa. In 2022, I was really blessed to be able to author a book which is titled Fated to Win: 7 Steps to Finding Meaningful Success. After that, I kept going and was able to be certified as an executive coach. And now I would like to serve more people by creating a platform that is called Mentium, that's really just meant to bring people together. because the word Mentium came from the lower expression asiento Mentium, which means like the coming of the mind, like the minds coming together. So the short thing that I usually share with people, it is your mind on premium, Mentium.
Mine
Because
on
we really
premium.
want people, yes, we want people to be able to get their lives together, but also become the better version of themselves. And really, I can't wait for all three of us to serve people through the platform, because of course you guys will be there with me as host. And then definitely I can't wait for the launch in early 2025.
But I'm excited. I'm excited. What I realized, and I gotta laugh, is I introduced, but I didn't tell y'all anything about me.
That's
Okay,
right.
please
Here we go.
go ahead
Start
now.
over.
Yes,
Over.
just like start
So
off.
again,
Okay.
Taneishia. Okay, this is gonna keep. We gonna stay in alignment, Taneishia. And I have many hats that I wear. I am a mother. I am a daughter. I am a student and lover of life. I am my ancestors' wildest dreams come true. But
Wow.
I am here to hold this space with you all because it is meant for me to do that. And so I am sharing all that I am, which is my for profit and nonprofit. And all that I am is an affirmation. All that I am is more than enough. All that I am is deserving and worthy of the highest quality of life and great life. You know,
Don't
I
mind me. I'm
created
trying
these
to share.
organizations.
I'm trying to share the live stream with the groups. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries.
Okay.
I created all that I am to empower others. And
Mm-hmm.
my number is working with young Black girls in the community. And it is
Mm-hmm.
to provide them with the resources and tools to be the best versions of themselves, to show up authentically with confidence and conviction in who they are and who they are becoming. And I
Mm-hmm.
do it through STEAM. STEAM is the science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And the space that I hold is in all of those
Yes.
because I'm a scientist.
Yeah.
And why I say that? Because I am rediscovering things about me that have laid dormant and
Mm.
picking hard in investigating and doing thorough research of who I am. Technology. And I was a technician, communications for over 20 years, engineer. The arts piece is where I really hold the space though. It is because I provide modalities, healing modalities, or resources and tools for the girls to pull out of their tool bag in any space and place in their life, whether that's in school or in family, in community, at work. It doesn't matter. It's affirmations, forgiveness, journaling, and meditation. Be able to silence the mind. And
Nice.
so I wanted to share that, but what I also wanted to do is state why we are here and how this was created.
Yeah.
We were together because of our souls being collided because of a vision of Papa Ja of African Leadership Group. And so I want to make sure that we honor him
Yeah.
for his vision, because without that vision, we would not be here together.
This is true.
So, Papa Ja, thank you for your vision, for your light, for your tenacity, for your strength to create African Leadership Group. For me to be a part of cohort 9 and then still be a part of it today, but to be able to meet Professor Majama, to be able to meet Butterfly, and for us to come together and be masterminds,
Yeah. You
create
know,
a mastermind group.
I actually forgot that that is how we met because, like, the two of you are so embedded in my life at this point. We're just family. So, you have reminded me that it was my political consulting business that brought me and introduced me to Papa and ALG because I was bringing candidates there to talk to our community, because the reason I know for a fact that as a campaign manager and political strategist, I'm extremely successful at what I do is because the people know if I say someone is for us, they're for us. If I say someone is against us, they are against us. And so I'm giving honor and praise to ALG as well, because that is how I was introduced into this circle, into these two amazing people, because trust me, I am here for my people. And, you've heard me say this. I will continue to say it, that we are the future catching up to the past as Africans and African Americans. And I'm here to build that bridge. So, yeah, thank you for reminding us of that.
Beautifully said.
Absolutely. And what is our conversation of elevation today? Start over. Butterfly.
Start over.
A little bit more insight of what our conversation is going to be today, this evening.
So, start over. The reason
hang on
that
a
is
second.
out today is because I know for a fact, with all the hats have worn, want to wear, the person I am, the humanness that I am, there's nothing more authentic than the fact that each of us are human beings and none of us are perfect. Some of us indeed strive to come as close to the mark as possible on a daily basis. But what if you don't open your eyes tomorrow? It's over for you. It's over for anything you thought. One of Professor's favorite ideologies that he loves to remind us of is that there is so much potential and dreams buried in graveyard for people who have not and did not make their dreams come to fruition. So today's topic is based on the fact that you have opened your eyes today. If you have opened your eyes today, then it is indeed the first day in the rest of your life. And it is your opportunity. It is your duty. It is your biblical, universal, and spiritual commitment to begin again. And you can do it. Whatever it is, no matter how big, how small, how many times you've been stepped on, crushed, had your dreams devoured by the realities of life, you are here. And that means that the universe itself has given you the opportunity to drop all the power of every atom in the universe that makes up the human being and start over and begin again. Professor?
Listening to you takes me to different spaces because you are so eloquent and so full of wisdom. But before we dive into this topic, I wanted us to maybe touch on a little bit on like why conversation of elevation. Because I know we introduced ourselves, but maybe we didn't introduce the show itself. Why did we come up with this idea and how it was born? Like for me, if you hear me talk anywhere, you will certainly hear me say that the most important conversations that we will ever have are the ones that we have with ourselves. So then why do we want to do conversations of elevation? It is really to try to change people's mindset so that they have the right conversation with themselves. Not just like going with the flow and then whatever is coming up your way, you are reacting or responding to that. To me, there's a difference. So if we are able really to bring up topics week in and week out, that will allow people to think differently, that will allow people to build their mental fitness, understanding that we were all created equal. So the difference between you and Bill Gates may be just like time and energy, but it is not really something that he has that is special that you do not have. Circumstances will put us on a path that will direct our life. So when you say, like starting over, to me, it is absolutely a beautiful thing to understand that every day is the first day of your life. There is
Okay.
I don't know if it is the saying or it is one of my sheikhs writing, and it is Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba. He says, like, worship God like you will never die. No, no, no. Worship God like you will die today, but work as if you will never die. So then if you have that mindset that like tomorrow, and I say this all of these days, this comes to me very often. I keep saying the same thing. And it is like tomorrow is not promised to anybody. So you can make more money, you can be healthier, but you cannot make more time. So understanding that
Yeah.
whatever you do right now is gone and done, knowing that will allow you, hey, do I have to start over? Every day is a new day. Every day brings new hope that I can
Yeah.
use to elevate myself, but also to elevate the masses. It is not just about you.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
so. I was sitting there listening, and it's like I think about the affirmations that I speak and write every morning. And it is, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have the breath and the gift of so happy and grateful now that I get a brand new 24 to be 1% better than I was yesterday. Like
Mhm.
it's a start over. And that 1% is the beginning. Like just to do better, to know better, and to take action and seize the day. You know, people say that there is the saying of here today, gone tomorrow. But in all reality, it is here today, gone today. And so for that time, because you not know, it is in every moment you seize it and you have gratitude. You have an attitude of gratitude because you have the breath and the gift of life.
Mhm.
Because you can be 1% better than you were the day before.
Yeah. Yeah.
That 1% of that start over is waking up and saying, yesterday, you know what? I didn't wake up with an attitude of gratitude, but today I am reminded. And so today I am grateful for all things
Yeah.
that I have. I can see, I can hear, I have all my faculties about me. For all the
Yeah.
things I wanted to do, I'm still grateful because I get to do them. Why? Because that means I still have breath in my body and I have a chance to do something that can change my life for someone else's. So I think of that
Yeah.
as the start over.
Yeah. I
Go ahead.
focus on what you said, Taneishia, and remind myself daily to be grateful. In fact, my kitchen is decorated in the towels and everything. They say good days start with gratitude. And, an attitude of gratitude in these trying times can be difficult. So for a person like myself who often deals in subjects that are not so pretty, not so soft, a lot of hard topics come my way on a daily basis. So for me to be able to even look at the fact that, hey, I'm dealing with something hard right now, but guess what? If I was dead, I wouldn't be dealing with it. So being grateful for the challenge is something that you have instilled in me. And the way that I actually do that, I have an affirmation that I've said my entire life, probably since my mid 20s, is that I am happy, I am healthy. I move over, under, around, and through obstacles in the way of my goal. And it could be me. I might be the obstacle that I need to move over, under, around, or through. And, one thing that Professor constantly instilled in me repeatedly and continues to do so. And as part of my mastermind and accountability life group will always say is, like you say, watch how you talk to yourself, watch how you treat yourself. And you have to be your greatest cheerleader. I thank him for that because I think there was a moment in my life where I had forgotten that I was put on earth to bring sunshine and glitter to the masses. And Professor reignited that fire inside of me. And I want to thank you for that. I'm going to give you your flowers while you're here. living
Uh,
the first day of the rest of your life, sir.
I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no. I mean, look, this is so beautiful because when I hear T talk about the 1%, sometimes we do not realize that we are in charge. You know, a lot of
Mm,
things can be happening in our lives that we think that we are on autopilot, that things just happen to us. But to me, if we think about this topic alone, being able to start over, you see, I always say that people want change. They want change to happen, but they do not want to change. And
people want
believe me,
change without change.
the only person you can change is yourself. So then understanding that your past does not really determine your future, understanding that you can start over. If you're doing something that's not working out, change it
Yeah,
and start over.
yeah.
If you are
Start
in a
over.
situation that doesn't serve you, well, remove yourself. You know, we are not that powerless as we might think that like it is fate, it is this, it is that.
Yeah,
The thing is, we do have control on certain things. Because if you are in a relationship that is not serving you, nothing is stopping you to remove
mm-hmm.
yourself from that situation. If you are doing something that's not working out, nothing is stopping you from starting over. And
Yeah,
this starting over is not a waste of time. But look, I say before the order of the world was like, get ready on your mark and shoot. I would say right now it is shoot first and then see where it lands. If it doesn't work, then you adjust and you do
yeah.
it again.
And you took a
Look,
shot.
and
You
and
took,
believe me, we do not have to get everything right all the time.
mm,
But if we can improve 1% a day, it will take us a long way. But the mindset that we have is that if we're not succeeding on one thing in a big way for us, we're not moving on. No,
yeah,
take one
Yeah.
thing and work on it and improve daily 1%. And you will see at the end of the year how many percent then you improve. So yeah,
I
that's
agree.
really beautiful
I,
the way
I
you put it.
definitely agree with that. And it's like the failure, right? We're afraid to fail. Some of us are afraid to succeed, but the failure piece is where we stop. And the failure is where you're supposed to find the opportunity to start again. So you take that, what
Yeah,
you didn't know, or you aim and you shot and it wasn't exactly where it was supposed to be.
mm-hmm.
But you have a guide, you have some type of foundation, some type of blueprint on
Yeah,
how to start again and do it better. And you may not hit that mark, but you'll be a lot closer than you were before that
yeah.
1%, right? And so we want to get everything so perfect. This was the me. And when I say we, I'm talking about
I
see
hear
it
you.
me, we is me. I wanted to get everything so right. And so it was perfectionism, right? I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to aim and shoot and hit the mark. And then when I didn't, I was afraid.
Mm-hmm.
So then I didn't start. I didn't
Yeah,
take action. I procrastinated. I procrastinated thinking about all the things that could go
could
wrong
go.
instead of thinking of everything that could go
That
right.
could go right. Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
so it was like I didn't start. So
Mm-hmm.
you're
Analysis paralysis.
yeah, you're
Okay.
stagnant, so that means you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're
You're
dying.
dying.
See, I
Yeah.
don't want to cut you short, but there is a comment that I have to read for you all, and it is coming to us from Facebook. This is our brother Prosper. I know you remember Prosper, right? Prosper, yes. Prosper is right here. He's saying, little testimony. I have been able to start over here. He's now in Canada, and I can tell you that it is the best decision I ever made. He said it opened my mind and make me see my full potential as a person and an individual. What a
I
beautiful
love
testimony.
that.
And Prosper was right here in our midst. Like he was at
Yeah.
ALG with us. He was taking the classes. I mean, everything we've done, we
Yeah.
did it with him together. But
By our
for him
side.
to go now, and believe me, he's doing wonderful things, and I am personally impressed by the person he became. So this fits so well on what we are talking about today, because he didn't
Mhm.
just go and say, well, I didn't make it here, my life was over. No, he knew that things were not working out for him here. He removed himself from that
Start over.
situation and start over in Canada. And now he owns his own business, Divine Photography, and a lot of other things that he's doing. So yes, congratulations, congratulations, man. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
actually
Go ahead.
chatted with him last week on
Oh,
Instagram
really?
about his new
Okay.
beginning and how proud I was of him because I had asked if I would be seeing him on my travels. I'm fluttering around, but that's what he told me. He was like, I asked him would he be in Senegal, and he, let me know he was in Canada, and I was like, wow, because what you said is so critical because failure and fear, to me, are the worst F words there are. But people don't realize failure should be a positive thing because you need to fall forward. Failure is not something that human beings need to take as a blow to their character, an emotional shortcoming. Failure causes suicide in a lot of people who don't recognize what it is. Failure is nothing more than personal experience. Like you said, you are not starting as a novice this time. Like, you know what didn't work. You know what you maybe should do different. Maybe you know what you should never do again. But failure to me is experience. Let me share something with you guys, just a little anecdotal story about my upbringing. I was raised amongst matriarchs and patriarchs who, some had descendants in Europe, others came straight off of plantations in slavery. But no matter which side it was rooted in you get a job, you shut your mouth, you stay there, and you retire. I said, companies don't offer pensions anymore because I was chatting with my grandmother one day and she kept saying, you're doing something new. You always in class. You're doing this now. You're doing that now. She said, you just do everything. I said, well, how am I going to learn what I don't like to do if I don't do it all? And she said, you know what? Because she always called me baby girl, skinny butt. Imagine that. They used to call me skinny butt when I was a little girl. She said, you know what? You're right. She said, and I can tell you what happened is during the end of her life, her dentures, like, she would keep losing a tooth. And so you ask a nail tech, honey, there's nothing we can't repair. And, I did work in dentistry as well. So anytime she would lose a tooth in her dentures, I would come along and, get my nail kit out and repair a tooth. And she was like, I'm so glad you learned all those things. But it actually was a metanoia, which means a changing of the mind. That's what Conversations of Elevation is all about. If you don't metanoia, then noia might meta you. Because changing your mind is something that you must do every single day when you do open your eyes and start over. Today, I'm changing my mind to make sure I stay committed to what I told myself.
You know what I would add to that is thank God that we are able to start over and like change our minds if something does not work for us. The way I see this is
Mm-hmm.
really that, to me, failure doesn't exist, because every time
Mm,
it is either you
I like it.
win or you learn, but there is no failure. What is being
There's no
considered
failure.
as failures are actually lessons
That part.
where we can
Yeah.
learn something from and do something about it. So to
Yep.
me, failure is a word that is so misunderstood. And all of you
Mm-hmm.
know that in class, when we do public speaking, the first thing that we learn is actually to decipher failure, to let people know what failure is. And this
Yeah. It's
acronym is something
experience.
that I got from Zig Ziegler who said that fear. No, I was talking
Fear.
about fear.
What fear?
Fear is actually like false evidence appearing real. So
Mhm.
really, it doesn't exist anywhere but
It
in your
doesn't.
mind.
I'm
Because
gonna take it
once
one
you,
further from Zig. Face everything and rise.
yes, face everything in rise. And another thing, the thing that we always share is that it's all about perspective. When Dyer says, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Right.
So what you consider right now as failure, you can
Mm.
turn it around and look at it as a lesson.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
It's
got
the
to
experience.
learn something. It is an opportunity. In every failure, there is an opportunity in there hidden that if
Yeah.
you really looked at it a different way and used that experience, you can create something you would have never been able to do were it not for were it not for that
Hey,
thing that you called failure.
that's
So it's
that's
important.
that's that start again.
Yeah.
And it's again, it's the way that you have to shift the mindset. The lessons that are learned, because people would say losses in
Mm.
foreign exchange market, right? They're like, I
Took
took
a
a
loss.
loss. And it's like, no, you learned the lesson so that you can do better.
Yeah.
But that
Absolutely.
that that's the start again. But it becomes your wisdom. I don't know if people
That's
understand
it.
wisdom. When you apply what you learned from the past so that you can do better, that becomes the wisdom. So you are wise. The fool knowing something,
Yeah.
learning something, and doing the opposite to say ignorance is bliss so that you don't have to show up as the better version of you. So you do not have to show up
Yeah.
and do better. That's the fool because you know better already. So when you
Yeah.
know better, you do better.
You
You
do
got to
better.
do better.
So you choose not to start again and do better
Yeah.
because you're probably afraid. You don't want accountability.
Yeah.
So life will make you start over again.
Life will make you start over again.
So there's continuous starts. Now, either you can fall in line and be in alignment with the universe, with the Most High, God, Creator, Creatress, Netter,
Mhm.
whomever God is to you,
Mm.
source energy, infinite intelligence, it doesn't matter. Your
Right.
inner, that inner goddess within.
Mhm.
You can fall in line with how the universe is conspiring in your favor to help you with your start again, to be
Mhm.
your guide so you can comprehend and understand. Or life will life and make you start again.
Yeah.
Is the change that you're
Yeah.
probably afraid of, but it now is going to be that gut
Yeah.
punch.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt a little bit more.
Yeah. Because if you don't plan, then you're planning to fail. That's when, and I'm gonna let Professor go on this because this is where his realm reigns supreme. The art
Mm.
of planning not to fail.
Well, you said it yourself already. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. But hearing tea is just so interesting on so many levels
Mhm.
because it's all about mindset.
Mm.
Because how you view things will determine everything in your life.
Mhm.
Because to me, understanding that the power lies in you is the first start. Because I always say, like, whatever you want to build in life, you have to start with a strong foundation if you don't want everything to crumble one day on you. But in your own life, you are the foundation. You are the foundation. So if you don't build yourself up to have a certain tenacity vis-a-vis like what life throws at you, then there is absolutely nothing that you can build on. Because to me, it doesn't matter what life throws at you, because you were here for that. You were here to be tested. But how you react to it and what you do about it makes all the difference. So it's not about, complaining and whining, because as you all ladies said earlier, life will be lifing. There is absolutely nothing we can do about that. But what we can do is what we can do something about is the role we can play. And look, when I heard this from Miles Monroe, that God does not finance your dream with your paycheck. And I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
And it's reality. Sometimes we do something, we work at a certain place and think that our life is that. So we are
Yeah.
basically determined by what we do. It's not
Yeah.
knowing who we are. Because if you were
It's
said that
fallacy.
you were made in God's image, you are not a small thing.
Okay.
You are not a small
Yeah.
thing. Now,
People
understanding that,
asking you what you do for a living to determine the level of respect they give you
yes,
is one of the greatest downfalls, because I'm not what I do. I'm who I am. This all that I am over there knows that to be true.
I'm glad you understand that.
Listen,
That's
then they
real.
say, a jack of all trades, a master of none. No, I'm a Jackie of everything. And the thing is, and I'm going to close with this, if you forget who you are, then who you are will be forgotten.
Wow.
I will say we are the creators of our own reality. And so we get to choose so that we don't forget who we are. We are the creators of our reality. We are powerful beings. Professor just said we are created in the image, which means we are the physical experience. So we have free will to choose who we are and all that we are and who we are going to become. And that starts with the start again, with beginning again.
Start over.
Nobody has to define us, like you just said, Butterfly. We get to choose. We don't let somebody else tell us who we are.
That's right.
As Coach,
Unless it's your grandchild trying to
yeah,
break into your office.
look, I was like, Coach Tony Beasley says, God dog it. Like, I'm saying, God dog it. Like, if we don't show up and not be start again, it's so. My sister said, T, it's okay to pivot. I was struck and I was taken back by that. And I was like, I don't want to pivot. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. But I had to get out of ego and pride and understand that pivoting, the start again, is going to help me get to where I want to go.
Yeah.
Begin again. It's okay. We are afraid. Those who've experienced domestic violence, those who have experienced all these things in life that have been hard, who have kids, men and women who have kids, and say, well, look, I'm afraid to start again because who's going to want to be around me with kids? Who's going to want to be around someone who was previously married? Or who's going to want somebody who has been abused? Right? Baby, there's somebody. But it starts with you. You got to begin again within.
See, let me tell you something
Start
about that. I
again.
think, like, yes, everything that you just said when you were like, who's gonna do this on that? Basically, everything is happening in your mind because that might not be the reality
Yeah.
at all. But if you keep thinking about it, it will sure be your reality. One thing, and I know we are
What you
almost running
focus
out
on
of time here,
expand.
but one thing that I want people to really understand is that you have the power. You are not powerless at all. Just as you said, if you are in a situation that does not work in your favor, remove yourself out of that. If you are doing something that doesn't work for you,
Yes. Yeah.
life is
Pivot.
not about being a fixture somewhere because it is comfortable. What we are sometimes, afraid to think about is that success doesn't live in your comfort zone. And I was sharing this in class the other day. whatever you are doing, if you are comfortable, know that you are not growing anymore. And I heard somebody say this, I don't know if it was T or Butterfly, that if you stop growing, you are starting to die. And that's the reality. But thank God that we can start over. So how do you ladies want to close?
Let me close tonight because
Okay.
while you guys are talking, I couldn't help but think of everything boils down to betting on yourself. So it begins with starting over when you open your eyes. Okay.
Hey, boo.
Loving yourself. She's not playing. That's the boss of me. But the truth is, whether people know this or not, every female is born with about 86 million eggs inside of them. Even as a child, as a toddler, as a tiny embryo, that means you have already won the lottery before you even
Mm,
know what life
mm.
is. So betting on yourself is always a good thing. You are always betting on yourself because you are already a winner. So wake up. Let today be the first day in the rest of your life. Let tonight, this moment even, 10 minutes ago no longer exists. You are your greatest self. We are here to motivate you, to elevate you, and we will have a weekly conversation as we continue to become global agents of change. Thank you all for being here with us tonight.
Look, I wouldn't do justice to this if I don't read this comment from Prosper. He says, when you know yourself, you will see the world differently. It's like lightning in a dark. It's like a, lightening a dark room where you've been locked in
Mm,
for so long. I mean,
wow.
this guy is. Whew. And there is somebody else,
Prosper,
Bamfa
thank
Jata.
you
Thank
so
you
much
so
for
much.
being with us.
Yes,
Like, share this, tell everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
share.
yes,
I'll
we would
share it. We
we
got
would
more
definitely
but for
appreciate it. So
you know.
certainly
Stay
next week, ladies, we will have a chance to talk about the Mentium, the platform that we would like to build, really to even
Yes.
serve more. Because so far we've been serving this
So excited.
community. For me, it is time for us to open up to the world and then share the little that we know with the
Globally.
masses. Because today in my podcast, in this episode, I was talking about the power of accountability. You all know that we are accountability partners. If I am not doing something, you check on me. If you're not doing something, I will check on you. And we would like that to expand it to the whole world, because the world will be a better place if everybody is just serving their own purpose. I feel no joy in making it big while my brother is there down there. For me, success is when you are able to pull other people's up. And look, my definition of success is completely different. But guys, if you want to know about it, read my book, Faded to Win, 7 Steps to Finding Meaningful Success. Butterfly knows something about it. So thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
That book is life changing. There's nothing like it. Just like Mentium, we're going to share more with you about that next week, but it is the first platform of its kind for us, by us, that is going to elevate us all in so many ways. So we are so excited. And I'm going to go be somebody's grandma now. And thank you for joining us.
Okay. And love to you all. Thank you so much. Until next week, hey, you guys take care of yourself and your loved ones. That's how I sign off on Mentium all the time, okay? Bye bye.